All right, welcome back. Class number 2. What is a stock? Here we go. In this class, we'll look at the definition of what is a stock. How should you view a stock in the stock market? Just a simple disclaimer before we begin. So, when you buy a stock, what are you actually buying, right? Like we said before, a simple way to look at it as an investor is a stock is a business. It's a percentage ownership of a business. So we should see it as a business, and we should see ourselves as a partner of this business. So if you're buying into a company, say the China Mobile, or in Singapore, if you're buying into Raffles Medical, or in Malaysia, if you're buying into Tenaga National and things like that, this kind of company, you're not really just buying their stock ticker. You're suddenly becoming a shareholder of this company. And if the company do well, you will be rewarded as well. If the company do badly, and you might suffer in terms of your capital as well. And what is a stock market then in a way? So the term market will symbolize that it is just a place where people gather to buy and sell things. And in this case, they are buying and selling companies inside the market. But it's still the same, like any market, any night market that you go on an evening with your family, right? If you go to a night market, who will you meet, right? You'll meet stalls that selling valuable goods that you might want, but you also meet beggars on the street, right? You see thieves, they might steal from you. You might have stores that just say selling fake goods, right? It's the same in the stock market. You have all these people inside as well. That's why we should understand what a market is, and we should be vigilant when we are investing. We shouldn't assume that everything is clean and clear. And as an investor, it is actually our job to make sure that we don't fall for this trap. So how does the stock market works? Basically, a stock market, like we said, is a centralized place where people buy and sell their investments, right? But there's actually two markets existing in the stock market. So one is what we call a primary market, where new company come up to become a public company. So this is a process called the initial public offering, or IPO for short. And there's a secondary market where existing listed public companies, investors can buy and sell shares of this company. So let's look at it one by one. For a primary market, a new company will apply, a new unlisted company or SME or a multinational, they will apply for the process of becoming a public company through the IPO process. And they'll work with people like the investment banks, their sponsors, underwriters, even exchange and the regulators, to make sure everything is in order. And they will sell their share or issue new shares of the companies through the exchange, and new investors, whether is it retail investors or institutional investors, will buy these shares through the stock market. And once the process is over, the new investors will become part of the new enlarged shareholder base of the company, and those shares will be floated in the exchange for people to trade. The second part is this company will move to the secondary market, where existing investors and new investors who's just coming onto the market can transact and buy and sell shares. Similarly, there still will be intermediaries in between, the brokerage houses, the market makers and the investment banks, they will still be around facilitating this process with new investors and old investors through the exchange. So what are the advantage if you are looking to invest in the stock market, right, compared to other asset classes? There's a lot of other asset classes that you can consider, like property or directly investment into unlisted companies, funds, or investing into venture capitalist funds and things like that, or even just buying gold or Bitcoin, or anything you can think about. But the advantage of investing in the stock market has to be that it is quite flexible. So the market is quite liquid and it's open almost every day. And so you can invest and cash out of the market whenever you like. And so you might have the advantage of getting access to your cash when you need it much faster compared to a traditional asset like a property. And also there's a wide selection of choice, right? In the whole Asian stock market, you're talking about 10 or 20,000 stocks available for you to invest in. And in just some of the key markets that we cover, like Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, you're talking about at least 3,000 plus companies that you can invest. And as an investor, we don't need to invest in so many companies. I personally own just around 30 to 40 stocks. I have met great investors who invest in just 15 or even less than 10 stocks. And that's still fine, right? That's still quite a diversified portfolio for you. And so there's a wide selection of choice as an investor. And that is why we have to be very, very careful when picking a stock, because we're in no hurry. We can choose so many stocks, and why not just choose the best ones? And it's also it's easy to diversify as an investor, staying here at where you are, wherever in the world. You can get access to as many countries as you want. If I want to buy a stock in Turkey today, I can buy it through my brokers. So there's no limit on the geographical diversification. And it's also a very low startup cost to invest in the stock market. All you need is just a few $100s or even a few $1,000s, and you can start investing in the stock market. And so you can start small, and it's a great learning place, and you will discover many different industry, many different companies, and so you get a wider range of knowledge about the business world from the stock market. Hi, my name is Stanley. I just want to thank you for watching our video. If you like it, do share with all your friends. And if you have not signed up for our course yet, do sign up down below, and you'll get all the links to the write-up, to the PDF, and also to the videos. So get ready for next class. I'll see you then.